Okay, so good evening, everyone. The second session with Valdemar. We will be talking about Tughlaq. So he has shared a very nice video about it, and we'll be talking about his video, and he will give us some more info about Tughlaq itself. Valdemar, I guess, can you please speak so that make sure everyone is hearing you?
Hello, my name is Valdemar. I'll be coaching you in Tughlaq this session.
Yes, that's perfect. Your voice is very clear. So we can start.
Awesome.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, cool. I've already invited you in game, so we can do the game, and then afterwards we'll take a look at what you did, and then also get into Tughlaq after.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
I'm joining now.
Well, good luck, have fun, and we'll speak after.
Okay.
Have fun.
Well, our first session was about Sungoku. That's why I'm playing it, so that he can see did I improve or not. Let's see how things will go. Last time I couldn't even kill a worker. So hopefully this time we'll do some damage. We'll bring this I guess that was the build order there for the first Yatai. I'll send it over the sheep. Where are you? I guess he has taken all the for now he has taken all the sheep. I guess I need I'm following his scout, maybe I'll just go there. Yeah, some let's see. My target here is to kill one worker. That's the most we can think about when you are playing against. Hey, hey. Okay, what is he doing? He's doing the upgrade. Although I am not planning to go fast castle. Did anyone see where my Yota is? Did I send two in here or what? No. Yes, yes, that's stupid. Let's see. I'll try to play feudal against him. Maybe we can just do something instead of being smashed every time. Okay, let's do the upgrade. Do what you can. Let's go and see what he's building. Oh, so he's lucky 3 sheeps. Let's sell some gold. Do that. I'm gonna read the tower. He's building the second town center, I guess, and the forts. So this will be playing. I can increase it. He's building his second town center and his port they would use. What can we do? After that, come on, send me any trader, please, guys. These yatais are useless. Yeah, one is here. Thanks God. By the way, the mounted samurai can do good harm. Yes, let's upgrade quickly. If you have seen yesterday match between Pegasus, Brillas, Anoten, and Veneskia, Pegasus could upgrade by now, so he's now level 3 Castle Age. Please leave me my daimyo. No, 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 don't take this sheep. I'm safe. Okay, now.
僧の者ども、下事に備えよ。御方のため、励むまで、拙者に。
一度、よく者ども、よく励むまで。
Okay, this first.
いかにいたすべきや。
Okay. Now let's some wood.
忠義まで馳せるべし。
Okay, it's a wood now.
どこぞに行くべき仰せの通り進み申し候。
励むまで、
Maybe this.
いかにいたすべきや。
皆の衆、よく聞け。
I need to close this gap. Maybe more food.
さようで、いかな役がすぐに落成とならん。
星をいか仰せの通り。一度、よく聞け。
僧の者ども、位置につけ。
物見、馬に乗り申す。どこぞに行くべき。
物見、馬にて進み申し候。
いかにいたすべき。
Just see now it become.
進め、者ども。ただいま。
物見衆。
いよいよ、役目。よ、備えよ。いずこに向かうべきや。すぐに楽さようでござるか。役を下され。まさに造営の指図をもっぱら忠義を尽くすまで。備え合図を待つべし。
さようで、いかない。
合戦の合図を待つべし。
敵攻めに乱れ。
よい役目、喜んで受け申し候。ただいま。もっぱら忠義を尽くすまで。
皆の衆、よく聞け。まさに造営の最中。
いずこに向かうべきや。忠義にさようでござるか。役を下され。いよいよ向かい申し候。役儀をいただきたく存じ候。魔物ども進め。
励むまで。いかにいたすべきや。まさに造営。
指図喜んで受け申し候。まで。エルミットだ。もっぱら忠義を尽くすまで。まで馳せるべし。ただいま。
Okay, what's the dining?
いかにいたすべきや。まさに造営の保護。待つ、励むまで。いかにいたすべきや。出陣ただいま。まで参るべし。役儀をいただきたただいま向かうべし。御方のため。
いかにい
さようでござるか。
一度、よく聞け。いざ参らん。
構えてよ。出陣に
What are we doing now?
喜んで受け魔物ども。
さようで。
良き仕上げ。
皆の衆。
皆の衆。よく聞け。
一度、よく聞け。
出陣。進め。レジのほとが。ただいま、さたい。
一度、よく聞け。材木を集める。皆の衆、よく聞け。
We want to sell some food.
励むまで。
And Trying to make another one.
すぐにいかにいたすべきや。
を上げたく存じする。備えよ、星図をいかに。攻め入らんとす。
励むまで。
いよいよ役目を果たしたく存じる。
皆の衆、よく聞け。
忠義に名を上げたく存じする。いずこに
一同、よく聞け。
恩月のとうるめきたぞ。仰せの
さようで持ち場に向かいつかまつり候。
星図をいかに。いかにいたすべきや。
さようでいかな役が御方のため。
君の支度いたしておる。矢を射るまでもない。
合戦の暁くだされ。役儀をいただきたくと用心と構えて
構えて
お申し付けくださ
構えておる。
い。しかり
励むまで下知の通り材木集め。
弓の支度
い
いたし
かにいたすべきや。
矢を射るまでもない。
励むまで。
励むまでいよいよ
引いて構えているまで。
見事な造営となり申し候。
What we are doing? We are playing game. He will
さようで
smash me as
い
usual.
かな役がただいま向かうべし。
主人に育つべきや。明治のことは静かに向かうべきや。
ゆずるを引いて構えておる。弓の支度いたしておる。
備えよ、
それもすべきよ。
いかにいたすべきや。
ゆずるを引いて構えておる。
励むまで皆の衆、よく成就したも同然。必ずや。一同
皆の衆、よく聞け。
行け。直ちに。
指図をいかに。
今わち撃たれておるぞ。
役儀をいただきたく。忠義に尽くして。ただいま。いよいよ役目を果たしたく存じる。いかに。
皆の衆下知の通り。一同
No food in here, no food in here.
行け。直ち
Okay,
に。
let's don't come back.
さようでござるか。役を。
皆の衆、
者ども、行くぞ。
Okay, neutralizing the sacred sites.
励むまで。すぐに落成とならん。一同よく聞け。
励むまで。
We don't have any other now.
備えよ、者ども。役目。喜んでとても
いかにいたすべきや。
成就したも
皆の衆、よく聞け。一同よく聞け。
What are you doing? What are you doing? Now we took 2 relics. I neutralized the sacred sites. Let's go by side fronts. Check the gold.
励むまで。さようでござるか。いかにいたすべきや。主人に備え。者ども、出陣に備えよ。
That's my first skill and target achieved. Hunt a worker. Now let's upgrade. Let me get these guys. I want my farms. Let's do some attacks. Again, I'm against the board. Let's see if there's anything in here. More values. Now I want to go to siege. Let's buy some wood. Ah, how many elephants do you have?
Just the right amount.
Yes. GG. Ah. Okay. That was very fast Imperial, huh?
Well, you just witnessed a boom strategy where you did nothing. And a boom strategy is characterized by the fact that if you give it time, it will get way more resources than you do, and then they can do whatever they want to do. Whether that's
Okay.
going all in, Castellage, just making a lot of units. They can lose as many units as they want to because they have more economy. They can go Imperial. But at some point in the game, they will just be ahead. And it's almost impossible to catch up. So when you see somebody go 2 town center, you need to figure out how are you going to win this game. There are multiple ways of doing that. One of them
can you
is
please,
sacred
sorry to
side
interrupt
victory.
you. Sorry to interrupt you. Can you please share the screen from your side so that the match, how you build it, so that I understand more?
As in the build.
Yeah, whatever your
what are we
plan for
talking
it. Yeah, your plan. How did you plan it? Why did you choose just go booming, not just attacking like in your video, for example, using the elephants and using the healer elephants? What's the difference in strategy? Because I saw you smashing Sengoku and he was a Conqueror player with this. You just gave me time to, of course, to play and understand. But what's the difference? What makes you choose this and not choose this way?
So I think this way, when you're fighting against a civilization that's just better than yours, like Sengoku is just better than Tughlaq, you have to be greedy because you can't just win with aggro because your opponent just has more resources. Sengoku, I would say, is just generally just better at everything. So the only way I can win is if I do something that's very greedy. Being greedy can mean second TC, it can mean some sort of timing attack of sorts, but something that will pay off if it's not punished. And I think this strategy in particular is very, very powerful because of this fort. You can't really do any damage. The second town center protects against early attacks on the stone. And this allows me to get a nice setup where I can get more villagers than you do. Over time, I'll get more and more economy. As you can see, I just have way, way more resources gathered because I have way more villagers. So at some point in this game, probably around here, the game was already over.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whatever happens after that, unless you win with an all-in or something. which was what I was trying to explain. You have different ways you can deal with this. How do you kill somebody who's going to town center fort? You can do different things. Either you go for sacred site victory, so you fast castle, which was what you did. I was very happy to see that you fast castled. That was good. But then you did nothing afterwards. You raided and you lost your units. It would have been better if you didn't lose those units. So we should have gone for sacred site victory, and those two go together because you can do both together. So or we should have gone for siege all in. Those are the two castle age strategies that I would recommend that you go for when you fight against somebody who is trying to boom against you. Because when somebody's trying to boom against you, you need to punish it. The only way you punish it is by winning before the second TC pays off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. So when I am attacking or when I'm taking the sacred sites in here, it's just to make you don't take all your time to upgrade to Imperial, because there is count on
Yes.
that you have to react before I take it. At the same time, I would make
Yes.
you leave your places so that I can do some
Yes.
raid or something.
So that you can kill my army. Because my army is very, very strong in my base. Because of the fort, because of my production buildings being closed, etc. But it's weaker out here. And that's where you can get surrounds. You can make concaves with lots of knights from different angles. And you can use range units, etc. And you can fight on the sacred side, which is a lot better than to fight in my base.
Okay.
So use the sacred sites to draw me out of the base. You can also draw me out of the base with trebuchets.
So I should have attacked you with siege or something to avoid this. Since I went fast castle anyway, so I could have done this. I have the siege before you and everything.
Yeah, you can do this. Like, there is definitely a kill timing. And you have to find it, and you have to be very quick. And you have to send it. That means that you make as many Yumi and as many knights as you can, or samurai. And then you make siege out here with a workshop. And then you attack me with trebuchets, like 4, 5, 6 trebuchets. Make it so that I have to come out and take them out, or otherwise I'll die.
Okay. Let me
The
ask you
thing with this
something.
build and why it's so strong is because the second town center, if you kill it, I'm still fine because of the fort. It's also giving me a lot of food. This is the same as if I had right about 9 villagers.
So these bonuses are
food.
all in the Imperial, right? When you reach Imperial, the
No,
bonus
no,
will
in
be
feudal.
increased. In feudal, okay. So I guess it
Yeah,
was
this is
giving
at 8
15
minutes.
or something.
I get pretty much 10 villagers at 8 minutes for free. Not for free, I invest into it.
Yeah, but the houses, they are 400. So there are 12 houses, I guess, right? As you mentioned.
There are 12
Okay.
houses, and then there are 3 upgrades to this fort as well. And that makes it quite costly. So if we look at the tech tree, we go into the Tughlaqabad
Before we
Fort.
go to the tech tree, I have one question. You mentioned that there is a timing that before the town center pays off. How long does it in the average? So I should have been attacking you. If I'm on fast castle preparing an army, I would be fast castle at around minute 7, minute 7:30, say 8. So, and your town center has been built in minute 5 or 6. Am I correct in the timing? So how long do I have before
So there's
you?
there's two answers here. There's the actual math answer, which I don't have the answer to. It's about 4 to 6 minutes
Okay.
before it starts giving value, because it's a lot of idle time to build it, to gather for it, and then making villages out of it. So you won't start getting actual value, a return on your investment, so to speak, after about, I would say, 5 to 8 minutes, maybe 4 to 6 minutes, something like that, around 6 minutes maybe. But it's not that simple. The game is much more complicated than that, because what happens is you can use the advantage of me not having a lot of units to do damage. And as long as you do damage, you extend the time it takes to pay off. If you've killed 9 villagers, then that would be an additional 3 minutes before this town center pays off.
Wow.
That's one way to look at it. But that's just a way to understand sort of the push and pull of killing villagers, of killing army, which is also resources I've invested into units, right? So everything is kind of like a big equation. And so you can't just look at these town center isolated and say, okay, it's paid off at 6 minutes, it's over. No, it's a part of a way bigger math problem, which is, okay, how long does it take for me to make a big enough army that can kill your army on the sacred sites? That's a good thing to know. It's probably not 16 minutes. or 18 minutes. Maybe it's around 24 minutes, 23 minutes, which means you need to get these sacred sites as quick as possible, because I will be pushing out maybe 2 minutes before the sacred site is fully through and you've won the game. That's because then I'll have the most amount of army.
Yeah, so if I take the sacred sites, then both of the three of them try to hold them. That will lure you out of your base. But what if you have already more army than I have? So at least if you're talking about 8 minutes plus 7 or 8,
Then you're too
it's
late.
about 15.
But then you're too late. I should not have more army than you at minute 15. Not
Okay.
when you're playing Sengoku. Then you should be able to win at minute 15.
Yeah, I got
If
you.
you've spent all your resources and units and you've got an efficient economy, you've taken the map, you haven't farmed, and
I have
this,
farmed.
for example, like this,
Yeah, I have
this
farmed.
is really bad. Don't make these farms here. If you're ever going to farm with this civ, do it after you've taken deer and berries, because these resources gather so fast. They're so good for you. They're really high quality. And if you're going to make farms, you're not going to make farms here. You're going to make farms around the Matsuri, because this will give you 30% gather rate now because you've had the food card come in. So
Okay.
if you make the farms here, your villagers gather 30% faster, whereas if you make them here, they don't get the bonus, and they're just shitty farms. So just say, they're bad. So you always make your farms around your Matsuri.
Okay, got it.
But you, first of all, want to take the deer, second deer, berries, the boar. You basically took none of your resources almost. You didn't even finish the first one. So it's really, you took one berry pack and you've started the boar. That's what I see. You took this berry and then one more and then the boar. That's what you've taken.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important that you take all 3 berries and all 2 deers and the boar, and then you farm. In that order.
I was afraid that you would just start attacking when you move to castle, but then I was surprised that
I mean, I'm
barrier.
on second TC. I'm on second TC. I don't have enough to attack you. If I have enough to attack you here, and you can't defend it, you lost the game already.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to win before I have enough to push you off the resources. But you will not have enough resources to make units if you don't take these resources.
Yeah, this consumed a lot of time because I didn't want to go out. I went to gather wood for them and then build them, and then you were coming to me.
But you start making farms, which is a big investment in of itself because you're spending resources on taking resources. So you're spending 75 wood on each farm, whereas over here you just put a house down, maybe a tower, and then you continue to make army. That's 150 wood, maybe only 50 if you have army here. Whereas this is, I don't know how many farms this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every time 75. So you can times that with X amount of farms that you have.
Yeah, they're around 20.
Which every time you make a farm, you slow yourself down.
Yeah, they are about 20 farms actually.
So it's 12 times 75.
Yes,
that's 1500 wood. What's 1500
exactly.
wood in? What's 1500 in Yumi? Well, a Yumi is 65 resources.
50. Exactly. So it's more than 30, 25 or something.
You could have gotten 23 archers instead of doing this. Plus, you would have gotten more food in your hands. So you would have even more than 1500 resources because you would be taking the deer instead.
Yeah, I got it. So
it's always better to use the map resources. Even I'm doing that. I don't have any deer left. I don't have any boar left. And then I've started farming.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I can't even eat the boar.
Yeah, I can eat anything, but I'm not using anything.
No, but I can't eat it. My civ is Muslim.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I know that. No, I mean my Sengoku can eat anything. That's what I mean, Sengoku.
Yeah.
Okay.
They eat boar as well, and boar is the fastest gather rate, so you should always go for it.
I was late to go for it. I went to the berries for the bonus, for the 25% bonus, and then moved to 8 to the boar, and then I made the farms. Okay, so if you wanna jump. I managed to take two relics, which is good in my case. Okay,
Hmm.
so what about the Tughlaq themselves? What do you think?
So Tughlaq, I mean, the build itself, I think if you play the build I'm playing, you can get Conqueror easily. Because it's an easy build to play, and you just need to practice doing it and then go to ladder. And then the only difference in decisions that you're going to make is, do you need to make feudal units or do you need to go castle age?
Actually, I guess this is
So
one
you
of
do the build order, and then you go feudal or castle units.
yeah. This decision is always makes me lose, by the way. So it's when you differentiate between going castle and going feudal. So for example, you have I know that you would be making spearmen because you know that I would be making mounted samurai. That's why I started making Yumi. But my amount was not enough. Shouldn't I have gone ahead, tried to lure you out with while you were chasing me, killing you some spears to force you to make to go up out with the elephants? Yeah, okay, the build order it is.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's what I think about it, but I don't do it. So it's just the logical thoughts about the game. For example, when you play French,
So let's think about it.
yes,
Let's think about it. So you're gonna fast castle. If I go to second town center and then I start making feudal age units, I will have invested a lot of resources into the second TC in the fort. So I'm behind in resources. And that means I will have way fewer units. And you will be castle age, and you will have not only more units than me, you will also have castle age units. Does it make sense for me to attack you? Probably not. But if I'm one town center and no fort, and I spend all my resources making units, and you go castle age, then I will have enough to attack you. But it will still be very hard because your gold is in the back, and you probably had a lot of sheep. I even gave you some. And then you have berries here, so you have things in the back. It's hard to attack. That makes it so that it's probably better to play a multi-town center play with fort because your spawn is so much better.
this is very important. Your gold is in the back as well.
Yes.
So this is
But
very
there will also be a
important.
fort on it, so you can't attack it, which
Yeah,
means
when
you
I
have
tried
to
attack.
not think about attacking me.
Yeah, when I tried, the port killed me with the daimyo. And this is, by the way, I made the ranged armor too, and the daimyo still died.
Yeah. The fort does 15 damage, 15 damage with 4 arrows every second. That's 60 damage every second, and your daimyo has what? 230
280.
HP or something?
Yeah, 280.
280. So 6, 12, that's 240. That's 5 seconds and it's dead.
Yeah, it was a one.
Just with the fort. If I go inside the fort, I shoot even faster.
Yeah, so you mentioned a very important point just before you build, you start with the build order, which is how you define your actions based on your spawn. So you said that I have everything behind. This is a very important point, how you are relating this to the map. So, for example, for a good player like me, I'm not relating anything to the map, to be honest. But I hear a lot of you guys in the tournaments mentioning this map is very good to this stage and that point. Maybe we can tackle this in another meeting because I guess it would be a very long discussion. Just wanted to raise this point with you because a lot of guys like me, gold player, even plat, they just don't relate the sieve to the map, to the actions inside the map. So they know that if it's water map, we are going fishing. If it's cliffside, we will just go try to tower the cliffs or something. But you mentioned very important that the current status of your spawn makes you think different. So you can start with the build order, please, because I know we are running out of time, and then we can discuss this maybe in the next session because it's very important to understand the differences.
Yep, let's do it. So the build order is simple. I'm going to build a second town center, and I will build the second town center on stone. And after I've built the second town center on stone, I will build a fort, because the fort can always be built on the gold, because I can build it inside the TC range. That means I will never lose villagers.
Yes. Okay.
So how do you counter it? You counter it by spear rushing. And then your villagers have to fight back, or you have to go feudal age and make archers before you do the second TC and fort.
So once I saw you, I have seen you with a lot of number, with like 15 or 12 villagers on the stone. That was the moment that you were gathering. So this moment I should have attacked
Mhm.
you at this point. Am I correct?
No,
Didn't leave you?
you can't. Because you're Sengoku, you're slow. So if you do that, you actually damage yourself more because you would not be making yatais or you're trying to castle age. So you would instead go fast castle and take sacred sites.
Okay. So
As
what
quick
if
as
I'm
possible.
talking about, for example, French or something? Then I should have gone attacking you directly.
Yes, then you go and
Japanese.
attack me, and I will have to make a barrack.
So Japan as well is the same.
Japan would usually fast castle and go into knights, and by that time, I can usually have my fort up and my second TC up, and I can start making spearmen and go castle.
Okay. So at this point,
Okay.
when I saw your villagers at the stone, how should my reaction be? Just fast castle and start taking you out to the sacred sites,
Yes.
and with the
Yes.
siege to attack you. Okay.
Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm putting 6 on food, 2 on gold. I'm building a house out here. And then I'm rallying onto sheep until I can go into H2 with 2 villagers. And I'm going to H up at about 205. And I'm going to take 2 sheep villas to build this. I'm going to leave 3 in berries. I'm going to put 4 on wood. And then I'm going to go on stone as well. And then I'm going to try to split it so that I can get the second towns that are about 430. So all I'm doing now is I'm taking some villas, I'm putting on stone, some I'm putting on wood, and I'm just looking at my wood. Okay, how much do I have of each? Can I try to time it so that I have 400 wood and 350 stone?
Okay.
So let's look at it. I'm gathering straggler trees. And I'm gathering stone. With 4, now 5. If you look at the stone gathering, you can see I have 300 stone, 365 wood. So it's going to be pretty much aligned. The moment I go into second H, then I can build my second town center.
So you build
see,
your
I have the
second town
resources.
center before the castle, right?
Yeah, before the fort, yes. Because if I build the fort first in the gold, then I might lose access to the stone.
Yeah, that's why I saw
So
your
you
gold.
always build the second TC on stone first,
Okay, got it.
so that you can keep gathering stone. Okay, now I'm gathering stone, and I'm going to go over here and build the fort at 6 minutes. And then after that, I'll pick the governor of Bakar, and I'll make houses around the fort.
Yeah, same
And
as you
then I'll
explained
look
in
at
your
what you're
video.
doing. Yeah, kind of. But then I'll look at what you're doing, and if you're going to make feudal units, I'll start making feudal units. But if you're going fast castle, I'll go fast castle, and then I'll get the spear upgrade from the Castle Age landmark. The spear upgrade that I'm talking about is the House of Learning Netza training. This gives spearmen damage against cavalry. That's increased by 35%, and you produce spearmen faster by 50% faster.
Yeah, that's why you smashed the mountain.
So it's very good for getting a lot of spears quick. Sorry?
Yeah, you smashed the mountain samurai, you killed them very, very fast. So because of this upgrade
Yeah.
and this upgrade.
Mm-hmm. So already now I'm starting to get same resources that you do. But that's also because you haven't made fully workers all the time. I haven't either. That's fine because I'm on 2 town center. But now you're aging up. And I'm still in feudal, but I'm starting to gather for Castle Age. I gather all the stone I need. I also gathered 30 stone from this one over here. And I've fully upgraded my fort now with the Bakar one here. So it gets 28 food per minute from houses around it. So that's 28 times 12. It's about 340. And then I go Castle Age. 3 on wood, 10 on gold, 25 on food.
At this point, you didn't have anyone defending you.
No, why would I do that? You don't have
because-
any units.
Yeah, exactly. If I have 1 or 2, you can manage them.
Yeah, if you send this daimyo and attack me, where would you attack me? You cannot take the TC
I
out.
died. Yeah, I died everywhere.
You cannot go
I
here.
checked everywhere.
There's no place you can attack me. So the same goes for you. I haven't made any units. Why do we have a tower? Right?
Yes, because I was expecting something.
But there was
attacking
nothing.
something. Exactly.
Let's look at your POV. So you will see that I'll have a fort. Okay. Anyways, I am going to be Castlage now, and I'm going to go for the Netta
I
training.
know that you are doing the
It's a cheap
castle from
upgrade.
the arrangement of the houses, because I studied your video before we joined. Yeah, that's why I know this castle. I didn't want to go inside more. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I could do the houses like this, and the fort, but me going Castlage, maybe I'm still going units. So you still need to scout around and then check in the back for the barracks.
But I couldn't
So then
attack
all
you
I'm
even
doing now,
if I couldn't attack you even if I have units, because you are very very well
no,
protected. It would be like killing a worker of 50 resources for a mounted samurai of nearly 250. It would
but you
be
have
a
to
loss for
stop
me.
thinking completely about attacking me. There's no way that you can attack me and get meaningful damage done. The only thing you would be able to take out is the second town center with some rams. So what you have to do is you have to think differently. You have to think about, how do I get him out of his base, because I can't attack him in his base. How do we fight outside? And there's two ways, and that's the trebuchets with the siege push, or it's the sacred sites.
Yeah, clear enough.
And this you can apply to all civs you're playing, whether you're going to play Tughlaq or Sengoku or whatever.
And then it
The
paid off
spears
with
of
that.
Tughlaq can also wall.
Yeah, and then it paid off by all of your the villagers, the double amount of the villagers nearly, the bonus for the fort. Then I didn't have any chance, especially when I moved also to the farms. I spent a lot of resources, 1,500.
But you're also not making villages, right? You've missed 4 vills on the TC,
Yeah,
and you didn't take all the relics yet. That's something that has to happen a lot faster.
so
And
I start taking the relics first before releasing building the mounted samurai. 'Cause it's either this or that for at the beginning. I go for the
I would make a
daimyo
stable in a
first.
monastery immediately. Start taking sacred sites, and then take all the relics, and use the mounted samurai to block
The
block me
others,
from taking relics.
yes.
So you would sit your knights on the relics, and I'll come around with my monk and I'll die. But look at this. My economy, I have 5,000 more resources than you at minute 13. You have 12,000. I have 17,000. That is insane amount of resources more. And that's not necessarily your fault. That's because this build order is very strong. So I already have 30 units and 68 villagers. And 2 relics from the third one coming in. Where's the third one? Here. So this is a very easy and very simple build, and I want you to learn it because it's quite powerful.
Yeah, maybe after we close, I will try it. Maybe I reach platinum tonight.
Maybe.
I was 999, and then I went to silver 3. Tack, 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 tack. Because of just trying to attack, using the mounted samurai to attack everyone. So if it's spearmen, I would attack. And then I try to use the samurai themselves as a front line. Because once you are playing Sengoku, they are just making spearmen and spamming them. Well, thank you so much. I guess this was very clear. It's what we are looking for from coaching with you. The things that we don't know, the things that all the guys are just mentioning the build order, how they're doing, but not why they are doing this. That's what I guess is very helpful for me and for whoever would be listening to us. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot for your time. It was very helpful.
Thank you.
Fruitful for me. I will update you by the next session, inshallah, so I'll update it over the channel as well. Thank you so much. Have a nice night, and I know that it's 11 at your time now. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will you help me just confirm that I'm leaving the stream?
Yeah,
so that it doesn't keep going?
Yeah, sure. I will just close the stream now. Don't worry about it.